The official beginning for the evening with the lamp lighting by our chief guest, Dr. Ramakant Agarwal. Can we have some round of applause for our chief guest?
एक काम करिए ना, उसको वहाँ रख दीजिए।
Personalities gracing the occasion.
एकदम ब्यूटीफुल।
May I now request Dr. Ramakant Agarwal to share a few words with us.
Let me first congratulate Sanjay and Pallavi and their team for successfully completing a great venture called Dua's Knowledge Potli. They are not only a sort of a business, but they are creating impact in the lives of many people, and that is what is something very, very special to me. I have known Sanjay since 2006, maybe 2005, when he joined XISS and I was his teacher. Pallavi was also in the same batch. I was her teacher also, and they both are wonderful human beings, and therefore, since they are wonderful human beings, therefore whatever they will create would also be wonderful. So when Sanjay was toying with this idea of starting his company for sharing knowledge across board, he came to XISS and sought my opinion on it, and then I was so thrilled, so excited that I thought I must be associated with this very pious, noble venture of Sanjay. The team for having me on board. We have been Sanjay has been associated with us as a resource person. Baroda, and also there is a place in West Bengal, I have forgotten the name. Haldia refinery. So I was so glad to know that among all the professors and teachers and resource persons who delivered lectures and who trained those officers, Sanjay's feedback was the highest of them all. So Sanjay, what makes Sanjay so special is he's very, very down to earth, and obviously he is a great communicator, and we are so very proud of him. But he is very, very down to earth. This was the most valuable session in their opinion. So thank you so much, Sanjay, for being associated with us, and in the years to come, I am sure you will create a great company. Thank you very much.
That I am associated with DKP for the last 2.5 years. Again, I'm reminding the date, 28 May 2020. And we all have faced this difficult time together, but it takes a lot of courage and guts to follow the dream when the world was actually questioning that what is next. So the journey that started with 3 workshops, as we know, it has completed more than 54 workshops. They have served more than 25 elite corporate clients, covered more than 10,000 lives with their coaching and training programs. In April 2022, they started their HR consulting vertical. They started off with the end-to-end HR designing, process and policy designing, rewards and recognition, and many more. To add the cherry on the top, Mrs. Pallavi Dua, the better half of Mr. Sanjay Dua, joined the company in August 2022. She joined as head of Dua's Knowledge Potli, and since then the journey is still continuing with all your good wishes and blessings. Very, very important for all of us, as we wanted to bring something very new in front of all of you. And our eminent panelists have agreed to join us for a panel discussion. So, can I have a quick part of our day-to-day work and life? So,
Rather, I want to put forward this perspective. We have been hearing too much things about chat GPT, artificial intelligence. So one thing which was, just to quote some data which was written by Kai-Fu Lee, he's an AI expert. He mentioned that 50% of the work will be overtaken by AI in next 15 years. And this research paper was published in 2018. Now with chat GPT coming in, there was a research paper which was published in Daily Mail in UK, where they mentioned that 80% of the human careers will be taken over by AI in less than 5 years. Applause for Bubble Group principal and owner, Ms. Nabanita Bose Mukherjee. Accountancy firm also, he's more of a district trainer for a networking group of India. None other than Mr. Vivek Jaiswal. So requesting Vivek sir to please come over and please join us on stage. And now the man who studied in US, who spent his initial life in US, and then he landed in India, and then he took over his business, of his dad's business, and he brought about a significant revolution in terms of his business using to join me on stage. Requesting MLA's panel to please have their seat, and we'll start the discussions. There was one of my known person, and she was a mother, and she started preparing food for the baby. As soon as the food was ready, she ran after to get something else. And when somebody inquired, food is in that room, why are you running into the opposite direction? She mentioned, I'm not looking for food, I'm looking for phone. And they started laughing, like, why phone? So normally we see in our places, every home, that to feed our kids, normally every mom take out the smartphone, leave the phone in the hand of the kids, and they start consuming without having any awareness of what those kids are eating, right? So I want to start off with Navneeta Di, who runs this beautiful play school where the kids are being groomed, right? Starting from age 6 months to 9 months and all, and formative years are the most important years in terms of developing of consciousness. So I want to go directly to Navneeta Di to understand her views and perspective. Navneeta Di, what do you think? Whatever we are seeing in terms of technology advancement.
Thank you very much, Sanjay, and congratulations to you and Dua's Knowledge Potli. Thank you for having me over here. It's a very important question, in fact, which is playing all the parents, new parents rather. But as an early childhood educator, what we want, what we have seen people coming and it's a problem actually, because when children are being fed nowadays, they are given a screen space and they are being told to watch that and eat. But as we all know, a child during the first 6 years of their life, first 3 years of their life, they learn unconsciously, and the next 6 years of the 3 years of their life, like 3 to 6 years, they learn very consciously. So that conscious, unconscious learning which stays in the subconscious can only happen if they are being given a lot of experiences. Technology definitely can be an enabler, but what is more important here is that there's 5 senses that the children normally learn, because they're all sensorial learners. Apart from that, your touch, your eye, your visual sense, your auditory sense, gustatory sense, and your olfactory, all 5 plus 3 more senses which are important for the neurodivergent people who are like the vestibular sense, the proprioception sense, and the interception senses. So all these 8 senses together build up a child. So So if you do not give those experience to the children, they will definitely not, the consciousness of mind will definitely not be fulfilled. So I'll give a small example. Playing with the dough is so important because if you do not let them play with the dough, or suppose an atta when the mothers are making, from that simple play of dough they can be creative. They can learn bilateral coordination, cross-motor activity, fine motor activity, activity of creativity, activity of handling coping skills. So all that can only happen, and with that a consciousness gets built up. So it is very, very important that that we let them feel it, experience it, and then get into technology. Technology definitely cannot replace the early education, the foundation days.
So thank you for that. Yes, AI, we've been hearing about AI and chat GPT for the last couple of months, if not for a couple of years. AI has been taking over a lot of activities in our daily lives, but what is important is that, as you've been saying right from the beginning, is that we should use AI as an augmentative tool. We should use AI as an assistive tool. It should not overtake us, because we have our own senses and sensibilities, right? We use that to analyze things. What the system does is they throw out results. It is we use our senses to analyze them and maybe use them the right way. Now, a system can learn only to a certain extent. Obviously, I don't know about the future, what the future holds, because as you said, in 2018 was the research paper which said so many years, and then it says in the next 5 months or something, it will overtake 80% of the jobs. So technology is advancing very fast. It's advancing very fast at a very fast pace. But what is more important is that we should not lose our touch with reality, because that is what helps us in learning something new, in developing something new, which a system may not be able to develop at the moment, right? That's one. Second is that, like Namrita ji said about the kids, it's very, very important that they develop their senses. And if we live in the artificial world, right, if we are glued to our mobile phones to learn something and then do something, what happens is that we lose our own analytical senses. And once that happens, then how will the AI develop? Because AI is developing us, we are not developing the AI. That is very, very important. We should give it tools to AI to develop and help us in doing our activity.
Or act according to you. It's not the other way around. Your mind should not be guiding you. So thank you so much, Vivek sir, for that amazing view. Now I want to go to a person who himself has seen the world in US, who has seen the world in India. He himself has developed an amazing time and measurement tool for his own company, and he has been providing that to 14 of the other clients also with amazing productivity enhancement. And on the contrary, I would say he's very spiritually aligned person also. So it would be great to hear perspective of Jay, how you're striking this balance in your own experience, and what are your thoughts and perspective on this.
Thank you, Sanjay, and congratulations once again on completing 3 years of Dua's Knowledge Potli. We've known each other only a very, very short while, but he's an amazing person who's been able to really align and help us in many ways already, and I wish you the best in your endeavors with Dua's Knowledge Potli. So, coming to the topic of discussion today, honestly, I feel very, very ambivalent about where AI is going and where we are today, especially as a fairly young parent, because we have an educator here, we have some seniors, we have a professor, Dr. Agarwal here, and when I look at it, where we are with AI and how fast it's advancing, and like you said, I'm very, very sort of spiritually oriented. The prompt that you posed today is, can it augment consciousness? My understanding of consciousness is that you can't take away anything from it, and you cannot add anything to it. Essentially, consciousness is infinite, in my understanding. Insofar as AI exists today, it is a tool. And like any other tool that mankind has created, I think it has the ability to do great good and great harm. the question then again comes back to, and if we go back to the atomic bomb, nuclear fission, many such tools that mankind discovered, very, very powerful tools, with a sudden availability of, maybe you call it a brahmastra, right? A tool that can save as well as destroy. So the ambivalence stems from that moment. I was doing my masters, and essentially it allows humans to process vast amount of data which is otherwise naturally not possible the way we are biologically oriented. And with computing power exceeding and growing and defying and going beyond Moore's law now, I think it's just going to get stronger and stronger. But the question then comes back to, what do we want? Do we want more peace or more profit? And I'm not saying that as something which is opposed to one another, but it's a question that you have to ask yourself, do I want more peace today or do I want more profit today? Because the most immediate impact of AI is that it's going to let go of a lot of livelihoods. And it's going to destroy more livelihoods than create more jobs. Which again means concentration of wealth, power in the hands of the few versus the many.